Hello brothers, we are here today to talk about laning combos you should use if you want to stomp your pubs. I'm specifically going to be looking at a couple of combos or strategies that you can be running with two heroes, so, as long as you start looking for a friend, you'll be able to use these combos in your matches to absolutely stomp the laning stage, snowball the mid game, and win some free MMRs. So yeah, if you're excited for this, please do smash that like button immediately and let us hop right into it. There's no time to waste, which is why you also have to sign up for gameleap.com, because if you don't like wasting time like I do, or, well, maybe you do want to waste time, I don't know, but you should sign up to the GameLeap website, because we're going to increase the learning process to the point where you can go from 2k to 5k MMR in 3 months. I swear, guys, I swear. All you have to do is buy an account. Alright, enough jokes for now. Let's get into the video. And first off is Enchantress and IO. Now, the reason why I think this combo can be pretty good, even though these are like two of the lowest win rate heroes in Dota, that's not necessarily the case at high MMR games, but overall for everyone, Enchantress has a 46% win rate. IO has a 42% win rate. However, I think these heroes combined can be pretty dang dirty. Now, let me say why, and let me give it a build. So, Enchantress right now has a couple of issues, which are staying alive early on, lack of mana, and potentially lack of attack speed. Now, the reason why I singled out those issues in particular is because IO kind of fixes all of those problems. IO is a hero that gives Enchantress a good laning stage to start off, right? You can sustain her, prevent her from dying. You can give her some extra HP regen early on. You can give Enchantress mana so she can spam farm with impetus and just rock people in the laning stage. And most importantly, you can give her an absurd amount of attack speed, up to 140. And so right now, I think this combo, what you do is you max your impetus in lane. You can max enchant as well, depending on the enemy hero. Maybe they're particularly bad against a creep, right? Like, maybe you can get a Hellbear Smasher and go clap some TB cheeks. That could be pretty good. But nonetheless, what you do is you buy Treads, you buy a wand, you buy a Dragonlance, then you buy an Axe, and then you buy like an MKB, and you just shred. It is insane. The damage you put out when you're overcharged is pretty dang nuts. Now, I know this can sound like a bit of a meme. You do lack some control. So if you're going to pick this, I recommend your mid laner picks like a DK or an Ember, or safe laners like a Sven. You guys see what I'm saying? Need some sort of frontliner stunner hero. But if you pick that up, chill Enchantress IO in the backline, boom, you're taking off. Next up, let's talk about TREANT and WARLORD. And this lane is dirty. Like, it is ridiculous. All you really have to do to win this lane is as followed. You cast Nature's Grasp, you buy an Orb of Venom on TREANT, you punch the guy you want to go on his TREANT, and then you slow him with Troll Axes and punch him. And there's like no way they lane, right? There's no way they lane. The only way a TREANT dies in lane generally is when he gets gone on by two heroes and the safe laner or whoever he's laning with can't help him. Troll can always help though. That's actually the reason why Troll is one of the best laners in Dota. He has a long range slow, he has that pretty dang strong mischance axes, and so you combine these two heroes together and you have a brutally strong laning combo, right? Also, Troll, his main weakness in lane is not being able to tank magical damage spells, but TREANT can obviously help him with that. You put 2 points on lead sheet as TREANT, give some heals to the boys, you can armor up the Troll, and all of a sudden, Troll takes no damage, and also it's actually a great combo in the mid game as well. TREANT providing that much AoE control is fantastic for WARLORD, so really good combo overall. Oh, and you help him Roche. Next up is VENOMANCER, and Veno in high MMR games is actually one of the highest win rate heroes. At least on Dota 2 Pro Tracker, the hero has a 54% win rate. And very commonly, you will see this hero picked with a hero such as Shaker, Tiny, Tusk, TREANT. Why is that? It's because Veno needs to be protected early on. And as long as you protect Veno early on, Veno will very often snowball the lane. He'll specifically snowball lanes where he also gets a lot of levels. So why does Shaker enable him to do that? Right? Why does this combo make a lot of sense? Well, you protect Veno because you Fissure block his lane under tower, and then you don't sap the XP. You just yeet some Fissures if Veno needs help. I'm not kidding, that's literally all you do. And then Veno hits level 3, he has 2 points in Poison Sting, point in Gale, maybe a point in wards depending on the lane. And yeah, you Fissure block someone, you Gale them, you Poison Sting, and they die. It really is like that. Even though Fissure has been nerfed, right, where it's only a 6.5 second block at level 1, it's still pretty dang insane. Honestly, it was a pretty big nerf because it makes blocking the creep waves at the beginning of the game quite a bit worse, but still. This combo, very, very legit. It's an absurd amount of AoE damaging team fights, so as long as you pick up a Veil on one of your teammates, woo, the damage is crazy. Next up is TUSK and CLINKZ. I think this combo kind of just makes sense. They enable each other's main strengths, which is physical damage. CLINKZ, with the new Strafe and Searing Arrows buffs, or changes, I should say, it does an absurd amount of right-click damage, especially in the laning stage. And TUSK not only frontlines for the CLINKZ, which can prevent CLINKZ from getting gone on and dying, Tech Team obviously works very, very well with Strafe, right? These two abilities combined do an insane amount of damage, and I think TUSK with ranged heroes in general is very good, because it becomes very, very easy to synergize Tag Team with a ranged hero. It's a bit harder with melee heroes, because you kind of gotta plan it, and then, like, you get kited and all, so I really like TUSK with CLINKZ. I think in the mid game as well, it's a great gank combo, you know. You do want some team fight in your other lanes. I recommend picking this with some sort of, like, Tide Hunter. That seems cool. More minus armor, some team fight as well. But yeah, the gank combo of TUSK and CLINKZ is ridiculous. You go to any side lane, if CLINKZ is an Orchid or a Deso, it's a free kill, right? It's a free kill. It's that easy. Coming in at number 5, I had to give this one a proper intro, right? And that's BLOODSEEKER with any hero. My god. My god. It's crazy. I mean, I can't believe he's so good right now. I mean, I don't have much to say, guys, but wow. And for anyone who doesn't know I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Next up is RUBICK and UNDERLORD. I think RUBICK and UNDERLORD is actually something I've talked about in the past, likely, because this combo has actually been a staple of obnoxious dual lanes for quite a while. And the reason why is it's kind of just a damage reduction lane. Now, RUBIK's Fade Bolt is not nearly as good for reducing damage now. It's actually quite a bit worse. Almost 75% worse at level 1. However, the lane is still very, very strong. The amount of magical damage you guys deal together is brutally high. Lift is great with Pit of Malice whenever you have that combo together, because when they're disengaging, you throw them back into it. Sounds cheesy, right? But it's actually very strong. And so yeah, all you really do in this lane is dominate the creeps. You reduce damage with your E and Fade Bolt. You secure range creeps with Underlord's Q and Fade Bolt. And then you just trade. It's kind of like, you know, it's one of those lanes where it's very straightforward. You just want to work together, right? If you're going to pick this lane, just tell whoever you're working with, hey, let's hit the same person. Let's cast our spells on the same person. And as long as Underlord stands on the front and buys a bunch of tangos, you kind of just shred. And lastly on the list, before we get onto some honorable mentions that I'll be giving you guys, we have BREWMASTER and Crystal Maiden. I think BREWMASTER right now is a bit of an underrated hero. I do feel like he's in a weird spot in terms of how people are skilling him. Like, no one knows how to build this hero item-wise, no one knows how to build it skill-wise. I'll give you my personal opinion right now. I think what BREWMASTER should be doing right now is maxing his Q and his W. Now, can you max the Q and the E? You could, but I feel like the E has been nerfed quite a bit. I personally feel that the E also forces you to buy phase boots and like a bunch of stat items, which isn't necessarily bad. It just means you're going down that route. However, the version of BREWMASTER that I really like for public matches is the very greedy Bracer, Wand, or Double Bracer Midas build. I'm not kidding. And the goal of this Underlord is to stay in his lane, cast his W and his Q, right? You max your Q and your W. I don't know why I said that in different order, but I did. You cast your W and then your Q, right? It does an absurd amount of magical damage. It's really crazy. It's like 500 or 600 when both are maxed out. Probably a little bit more than that. And then you ulti and it's solo kills for days, right? And that's the purpose of this build. You're kind of just like a team fight hero that scales with levels. And the goal of this build is actually to come online and use the Drunken Brawler later on, right? So what you do is you spam your spells early game, they do a lot of damage, you ulti, it does a lot of damage early game, and then because you went a Midas into something like Vlad's BKB Radiance, something of that sort, you do a ton of right-click damage later on, right? So it's really this nice build that's good in the early game, and why do you pair it with the CM? Well, BREWMASTER has a lot of mana issues, right? That's just kind of part of the hero, so CM helps about with that, you know? Also, you can take your W at level 1 on Brew sometimes with CM, you put the Cinder Brew on, CM nukes, Crystal Novas, boom, a lot of damage. And yeah, it's also very strong in lane. If anyone tries to approach you, or you're laning against a squishy carry such as Terrorblader, Slark, or PA, what you do is you just spam your spells on them, right? Over and over and over again. When you hit level 2, oh, this lane is dirty. It's the double nuke lane, right? You Cinder Brew, you Thunderclap, Frostbite, you Q, and as long as you guys got some mangoes on both your heroes, bam! Insta-kill, over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of that lane. I think it's very, very strong. One honorable mention I'd like to end the video off with is Winter Wyvern Magnus. Now, why do I put this lane together? Because you guys are probably saying, well, Speed, what happens if you RP into Winter's Curse? That's not good. However, if you're good at the game, this combo is pretty dang cool. The reason why it's cool is because you Winter's Curse and then you RP. Curse can actually be a really good setup for the Magnus, and the reason why this can be cool is because not only is it decent in lane, right, you can empower yourself, do a bunch of AoE damage, Wyvern throws out his spells, right? It's just a pretty solid lane. In teamfights, you can curse into an RP, which allows Magnus not to have to buy an early blink. You can go Echo Saber straight into BKB and maybe just pop off in some team fights, be unstoppable. Not saying you don't want blink, it's a fantastic Magnus item that allows you to just get in range for skewers and just more right clicks, so you know, you have a lot of routes. And one other primary reason that I like this combo is because I think it just kind of fits what Magnus generally wants to do right now. And what Magnus overall wants to do is hit a lot of creeps. That's kind of the meta right now. In fact, Arteezy recently bought a Battle Fury on Magnus. You might think I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm not kidding. You can go check it out. It was somewhat disturbing. But yeah, Winter Wyvern stalls out the game, it defends towers, and it's really good when people are diving. And generally the way to counter Magnus is to dive him, run over his like weak safe laner that needs empower, and so on. However, if you have a Winter Wyvern, you can stall tower pushes, you're really good at scouting out these ganks with your Q, and most importantly, if your team gets gone on, you have 2 different saves to help them out. So yeah, I think the combo and the overall strategy makes a lot of sense. The only thing I would say is if you're going to pick Wyvern Magnus, make sure you have some other low cooldown stun. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time stunning people. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, if you have, oh well, one more thing. If you have any combos you'd like to share with the community, leave it down below, right? This is obviously one of my favorite things to do in Dota. Give out ideas, think about builds, think about combos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, do you also want more content from me and other GameLeap creators that are going to help you get to the next rank easily? Well, 50% off right now is the deal we can offer. Alright, 50% off. As long as you click the link down below, you're going to get that part of our summer sale. Right, just go over there, you're going to see the 50% off, sign up. It's an incredible deal. I've been putting in more work than ever on this website. I think the content is going to help you guys get to the next level faster than ever. And yeah, I hope to see you there. If you're unsure about it, hey, message me on Discord, say, Speed, why should I sign up for the GameLeap website? I swear I know a lot of you guys just troll me about this, but nah, ask me, I'll talk to you. Go sign up for the website, it's a blast, and we're gonna have a good time this summer.